Hi there, welcome back to the channel. In this hands-on lab, we are going to be building a complete Medallion architecture with the new S3 table buckets, EMR on EC2, and we'll be orchestrating the entire pipeline using step functions. So there is a lot to learn in this particular video, so I'm not going to waste any further time and I'm going to jump straight into action. Just a quick note before I begin the lab, you can find the complete steps on my LinkedIn, right? And then all the code materials are there on my GitHub section, and each code resides in its particular folder. So I just wanted to point out these particular resources before beginning the lab. All right, step one, we need an table bucket. So I'm gonna be showing you that particular process. Head over to your management console, click on the table buckets, right? Click on create table buckets, give a unique name, and then click on create bucket. I already have a table bucket created for this particular video. Now step 2 is we're gonna create an EMR cluster. So I'm gonna go to this particular lab, and here you can see there's a folder called EMR cluster, and there will be a shell file. You simply need to edit these variables for your subnet and particular buckets. So I am gonna copy this particular path, okay, and then head over to my terminal, and actually I will first cd into this directory. So copy path, and now I'm gonna say chmod +x / create emr.shell. So I'm gonna give the permission, and now I'm gonna create the cluster. Here you can see my EMR cluster, EMR on EC2 cluster has been provisioned. This is the cluster ID. Now I can probably go to my EMR, and here you can probably see starting state, right? FIZM. Now I'm gonna pause the video. Once my cluster is ready, I'm gonna go to the next step. Now, meanwhile, the cluster is in the creating state, we can do certain step. So for example, there are two PySpark job. The first PySpark job is from the raw to bronze, which is gonna create manage AWS Iceberg tables on S3 table buckets. And this will read the incoming files incrementally by maintaining a checkpoint. And then the second script is from bronze to silver. This script basically will do .history on those iceberg table, and then if it's for the first time, it's gonna read all the data and then save the last snapshot ID on S3. Next time when it runs, it's gonna perform an incremental query and only bring in new deltas that is coming in into our bronze layer, and then it's gonna perform dedupe. It's gonna dedupe it, and it's gonna perform upsert into our silver layer. So silver layer is where the data is deduped, right? So I just wanted to walk you over that. So here on my screen, again in this folder, hopefully you guys can see scripts. There are one, bronze to silver and raw to bronze, right? Now when you come to the script, make sure, of course, you put your S3 table bucket ARN over here if you want to try this out, right? So first what I'll do is I'll copy these scripts on S3. So I'm gonna open up my terminal. I did that, and I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Okay. Now, to understand the process, right, we need some sample data. I have already given that in the lab as well, so I'm gonna walk you over that. Inside raw, you will see a folder called datagen, and there are two folders: initial insert and then updates. So first we're gonna, we're gonna have a file which are like just inserts, right? And then we're gonna be, pushing some updates, right? So we'll simulate an update is coming in, and then we will rerun the entire pipeline. So here you can see initial data, and here you can see some CDC data. There are about 5 records over here. So what I will do is over here, I will copy this particular sample data to S3 with this particular command. Okay, so I was able to copy the data into S3. I'm copying it into the regular bucket, so I just wanted to make sure I tell you that. So I refresh. Here you can see raw. And then here I have my sample data set. Now again, the PySpark job has to read these files from the regular bucket, and then it's gonna create an AWS manage iceberg into our table buckets, right? So hopefully just wanted to make sure you guys understand the flow. Now the next part is we are gonna create a step function because we have to orchestrate the complete Medallion architecture. So remember we had two scripts, right? One is from raw to bronze, and then second is from bronze to silver. So I have a JSON. This JSON is very generic. All it will do is gonna submit the PySpark job to the EMR on EC2 cluster as a step. So the way you can create that is basically you can head over to step function, open this one, state machine, click on create state machine, and then you can go to code and simply paste the code, right? And then click on create. I've again already created a state machine, right, for the demo. Here you can see that's my state machine, right? Now, meanwhile, let's check if the EMR cluster is in the ready state. So I'm gonna probably go here. Looks like the cluster is in the ready state, right? So now at this point I can start submitting jobs, right? So now, remember we have a sample data over here. So let me just show you quickly. This is a regular bucket, right? Regular S3 bucket. We have a data over here, which we wanna ingest, right, into the Medallion architecture. And then I'm gonna open up my table buckets. And that's my table bucket. I do not have anything here, right? So now let's see how the pipeline moves, right? So here I have a sample payload, right? And where it says XXX, I'm gonna put my EMR cluster ID. So I'll copy this one. Okay, cool. And then this is simply Spark submit, right? Nothing complicated over here. So I'm coming here, I'm gonna say start execution. And I'm gonna paste it, and let me try if I can also split my screen, so that way you guys can see what is going on. So I'm splitting my screen over here, and I'm gonna go to my EMR cluster. I'll go to step, and sure, I don't have anything, right? So now I'm about to submit over here, right? So I'm just gonna click format JSON and start execution. Now observe very carefully here. Here you can see raw to bronze, right? It has submitted. So if I refresh, here you can see, right, on an EMR on my EC2, right, I have a step, and here you can see that particular script, raw to bronze, right? Remember, this will do a list operation on the regular S3 buckets. It's gonna fetch the file, it's gonna read the file as a Spark data frame object, and then it's gonna just do an append only into the bronze. Bronze is basically where you do not redo the data, you just write the data as it is in the append only fashion, right? So here you can real time see that the step function has paused the execution. The PySpark job has been submitted to the EMR as a step. And once the PySpark job is complete, either it will succeed or it will fail, right? The step function will again resume the execution. If it is fail, it will go to the fail state. You can send notification, email alerts, whatever you like. If it is succeeded, it's gonna then submit a job bronze to silver. So from bronze to silver is basically where you're gonna read the data in an incremental fashion and then dedupe it. Okay. Now again, you are expected to go through the code. You are expected to understand and open up the code files and see what's going on, right? I will do a deep dive, but this is an overview video, okay? So just want to make sure about that. So at this point, as you can see, it's in the pending state. So what I will do is I just want to pause the video. Once this is transition probably from bronze to silver, I'll resume the video, okay? Again, since this is an overview video, I'm gonna pause the video right over here. I have again resumed my video. So my first job, raw to bronze, was complete. And if I refresh my screen on the EMR on EC2, you can see the second job is automatically submitted, right? Look how fabulously step function is orchestrating my entire workflow, right? So now the second part is running, right, at this point. Oh, it is complete, as you can see over here, right? So the step function will resume the execution and it will go to the succeeded state, right? So let's see the S3 table buckets. Over here, I'm on the S3 table buckets. A refresh, I can see my bronze table, right? This is the namespace, example namespace, right? Now let's wait for the bronze to silver to complete, and then okay, looks like over here it is completed, right? And again, you can also always check the logs, right? So I'm gonna refresh. So at this point, the step function should resume the execution pretty soon, right? So I'm just gonna wait over here a little bit, right? Ideally, I've seen about 60 seconds to about 80 to 90 seconds, right? Once the job is complete. Oh, I think it is still in the running state. Sorry. I was actually looking at the older job, right? Here you can see that's the one, right? Bronze to silver, right? So it is in the running state. So I think let's be a little patient. And once this job is complete, if you head over to table buckets, you will see silver underscore order, and the namespace would be example namespace. Again, you go to the code, read the code, try this out, right? I will do a deep dive, but again, I just want to do an overview video first, right? So going back, and again, I have provided you all the scripts, right? So for you, it shouldn't be that difficult, right? All you have to do is just simply run it out. Oh, I think it's complete. Bronze to silver is complete. So if I refresh, completed, lovely. The entire workflow is complete. If I go to my table buckets now, refresh. Lovely, man. I have my both the tables, bronze and silver, right? So great, right? Now let's take a look on how you can query it locally. All right, so to query it locally, I have my Jupyter notebook up and running over here. So I'm gonna create a Spark session on my local machine, and then I will simply do show namespace, right? And here you can see, I can see bronze underscore order and silver underscore order. And at this point, I can run a count query on both the tables. I should see 5 records in both of them. And I can of course query bronze and silver, as you can see. Now we're gonna do a fun part, right? So now I'm gonna send in some updates, and you will see bronze will have of course more data and silver will have same number of count because the data has to be deduped, right? So for that, again, see, I have given all these steps. I've worked very hard on the README file, right? So that you can try it out, right? So I'm gonna copy the data. So now a new data is coming into S3. So now if I probably go to my regular S3 buckets, is this a regular one? Yes, there is. Here you can see a new data file has came in, which is updates. I will simply open it up for you. Here you can see 2 updates. I have sent it, right? So you should see something like in the category hash, right? That means it's an update, right? So cool, right? Now, same thing, right? We're gonna fire our entire pipeline. This pipeline can of course run a cron job, or you can schedule it on demand, however you like it, right? So now again, I'm gonna fire my step function. So I will go new execution, lovely, format JSON, and at the same time, if I can show you the EMR, if I have it, I believe I do over here. Yes, okay. And now I'm gonna do it again, okay? So ready, go, okay, boom. So again, now it's gonna only fetch that new file because, why? Because the code, right? If I go to S3, you will see a checkpoint folder, right? Raw.checkpoint and then silver, right? So in silver, it will store the snapshot ID, and in the raw, it will store the file timestamp. So now what it's gonna do, it's gonna say, hey, list operation, give me file greater than that timestamp. And it's only gonna get that new file that came in, right? And then it's gonna do an append operation in the bronze. The silver pipeline is gonna do incremental query on bronze, grab that only new record that came in, and then of course do a merge query into silver, right? So yeah, beautifully, right? See, again, everything works flawlessly over here, right? So now going back to my EMR on the step, here you can see it is in the running state. So again, I'm gonna pause because this will take a while, right? So pausing the video right here again. Just resuming the video, as you can see, this particular job has completed, which is bronze, raw to bronze, and the step function will change its state any moment, right? Again, step function always, again, once the job is complete, it's going to reply back asynchronously to your step function. Step function is going to resume the execution, and it's going to go to the next step. So at this point, I'm simply waiting for the step function to probably change it. Oh, there you go. See, boom. Now it's on the bronze to silver. I refresh here. Look, it's pending now, right? If I do this, look, bronze to silver. So now it's gonna do incremental query on the bronze layer, grab those new updates that came in, just the new updates, and then of course do a merge into command into those manage iceberg table, right? And if something fails in the entire pipeline, it goes to the fail state. You can, of course, send SMS, email, whatever you like to do, of course, right? Step function could be, you can run the entire workflow, or you can fire a step function via event bridge through a cron expression, right? Let's say you want to run this hourly or daily, or depending upon how your schedule, you could easily do that, right? You can, of course, query with Spark, Athena, or any other AWS native tools, right? So I'm gonna again pause the video because the script is running, right? So it's gonna take a while, and once it's complete, I'll again resume it. I have resumed it because the job is complete, and the step function now will change the state any moment, right? And soon you will see the logs also coming in, and if you go to the logs, you will see a data frame object, and you will only see that those updates were only captured, right? So hopefully you will see that. So again, the logs usually take about 2 minutes or 1 to 2 minutes roughly. So the logs are not visible, but at the step function should probably change the state any moment. Meanwhile, what I want to do is I also want to show you the checkpoint file for silver. So if I probably do query, again, you can see the step function change right over here. Perfect. So the workflow was complete. Here you can see the latest snapshot ID, right? So the next time it will say, hey, give me everything from this to this snapshot, right? You can see it's gonna do incremental query, right? From bronze to silver. And again, here you can see our, of course, managed iceberg tables, right? And then let's see what I want to show you. I wanted to show you, oh, the logs are available. Okay, STD out. Here you can see, look, snapshot ID, right? 8, 2, and 5, 6, right? You see checkpoint. It was able to load the last checkpoint, did the incremental query. Look, it's a little hard to see. I understand. So look here. If I can show you, only 2 records came in, right? These are just the updates that I sent in. Look, you and you, right? So only the updates were captured, right? So we are only processing the new deltas from bronze layer, right? So hopefully made sense. So yeah, this is an overview video, but again, once you're done with that, terminate the cluster, because again, there are costs associated to that. Again, there is a lot in this video, I know that, right? And this was a quick overview, as you may say, or overview video, right? I will do a deep dive when I have some time, but just wanted to do a quick overview video. Now that you have a big picture, or now that you have overall idea, go to the code, each particular folder, open, see the code, what it is doing, right? And if you have question, comment on the video, and I'll try to help you out as and when I have time. That being said, thank you so much for watching. Again, this is a overview video, not a deep dive video. I will do deep dive video probably later on when I have a time, right? Because it will take about 30 to 45 minutes to do the complete pipeline, right? To explain everything, right? So that's it for the video. Hope you have enjoyed. And if you have any questions, list your question in the comments, and I will see you in the upcoming next video. Goodbye.